they started to build this case, and they spied on me for all of these months, spending millions of euros, spying on me everywhere I went, trying to find evidence of a crime. Eventually, they get to the end of their legal limit to spy on me, and they don't have any crime. They don't have anything. So then what they did is, they took two of my friends who have TikTok accounts, two girls, and said, Andrew's forcing these girls to make TikTok. This is the case. These two girls are the ones on the news saying, we're not victims, this is garbage. And they threw me in jail. Basically, if you can prove to a judge that it might have happened, they're allowed to hold you up to 6 months during the investigation stage. So it's a very interesting scenario. I can give you an example. Let me give an example that doesn't link to my case. Let's say they decide you're an alien. And they go, we think he's an alien. We hear him listening to love songs about the moon. And we've seen some evidence of him looking at the moon at night saying it's beautiful. He might be an alien. And they produce a bunch of paperwork saying you're an alien. And then they'll do a profile on you, right? And they'll do your profile and saying, oh, well, he's smarter than the rest. Not sure where he came from, bit unusual, blah, blah, blah. And they put it together in a nice piece of paper and they put it in front of a judge. And then the judge decides, say they stamp it or they don't. If they stamp it, they can put you under preventative arrest for up to 6 months to investigate you. Not because you're guilty of anything. We want to investigate him for being an alien.
That's Romanian law.
That's law inside of Romania. And that's what happened to me. They put together this dossier saying, he has lots of money, he's rich, he's brash, he's unapologetic in his views. We think maybe this might have happened. And they put it in front of a judge. Now, these papers I'm describing, I've never read. I'm just telling you how I understand, my basic understanding. I learned most of my law from the prison guards who were telling me why I was there. I'm like, brother, why am I here? He's like, well, this is what happens, da-da-da-da-da. Piece of paper was stamped and I was thrown in a jail cell. If I was guilty of anything, I would have been charged long ago. And we're going to talk about charges soon because I still believe they're going to attempt to charge me. But we're now approaching the end of the 6 months they can keep me under a form of arrest for without charge. Typically in Romania, when I was first arrested, the guard said, within 2 weeks, you'll have your indictment. I was like, 2 weeks? He goes, yeah, everyone gets charged quickly. Nobody waits 6 months for a charge. If they arrest you, they charge you, like every other country, right? The fact they've waited 6 months and gone into my entire life and attempted to find something shows they don't have a case. Why I believe it happened is because they didn't have a case when they were trying to hit me with this garbage, and they thought, you know what? If we put him all over the news, if we slander his name completely, there was a hotline set up. If you're a girl who's been hurt by Andrew Tate, call this number in the UK. A hotline. So they were attempting to use the media to find what they wanted. Nobody came to them and said this has happened. Nobody has any proof of any crime. They were saying, we want to find evidence he's done something. So let's put him all over the news. Let's put him in a jail cell. Let's make all the girls feel safe because he's in jail. And let's put him all over the news and say he's terrible. And then let's say, anybody who's been hurt by Andrew, call here. And let's call everyone who knows him and say, hey, if you have a bad story about Andrew, we have money for you. And let's call everybody and let's find somebody who will take the stand and put this guy in jail. And they found nobody. The overview of my case, the very simple overview is as follows. 2 American girls came to visit in April last year. Their boyfriends caught them at our house, because our house is quite distinctive from an Instagram story. They said to their boyfriends, we don't want to be here, we have to be, and blocked their boyfriends. Their boyfriends called the cops. Cops called the American embassy saying Americans are being held. Police ran in. Now, I have no problem with the police investigating something like that. I think it'd be a terrible country where people call and say there's a kidnap of American citizens and they don't investigate. Sure, come. Cops ran in, realized it was all garbage. The girls instantly flew to Marbella to party, so they've gone. They let me go from the police station the same day. That was the beginning of this human trafficking thing. Case should close any minute now, right? There's no case, there's nothing. Months go by, months go by, months go by, case file's empty, nothing's happening. My lawyer's saying, when are we gonna close this case file? Like, yeah, we're just waiting for some papers, we're gonna close it, we're gonna close it, we're gonna close it. Around the time I was canceled, things started appearing in the case file again. They start spying on me again. Very interesting that it happened around that time. I don't know if they understood that I wasn't protected by the political class of the USA. I don't know what happened. They started to build this case, and they spied on me for all of these months, spending millions of euros, spying on me everywhere I went, trying to find evidence of a crime. Eventually, they get to the end of their legal limit to spy on me, and they don't have any crime. They don't have anything. So then what they did is, they took 2 of my friends who have TikTok accounts, 2 girls, and said, Andrew's forcing these girls to make TikTok. This is the case. These 2 girls are the ones on the news saying, we're not victims, this is garbage. and they threw me in jail. That's the case. And they said, he's a human trafficker. Who else is he human trafficked? And they put it all over the news, and they've been trying to find somebody else ever since, and they can't find anybody. That's the case. The 2 girls who made TikToks. And those girls are on the news saying, we're not victims, we've told the police we're not victims, we've given statements in Andrew's defense, and still they are ignoring it. They threatened to put those girls in jail, so they had to leave Romania. That's the level we're at. And they are trying to find anybody who will take a stand against me. So in my current court case, we have 2 Americans who lied, the ones who we have the conversations between them saying they're going to get an Oscar for lying to the police. We have the CCTV of them coming and going. We have their Uber records showing they can travel the country freely. We have their phone calls with their mother where they're saying, yeah, he didn't hurt me, and my boyfriend caught me. We have all of it. We have all the evidence. We have those 2, and then there's nobody else who could possibly even take the stand. If those 2 girls even come here to take the stand, which I doubt they would, they've got a brain, because they know they're going to get destroyed. And that's my upcoming legal case. And I'm sitting here going, well, there's surely no chance they're going to win this case. Why would they charge me? And the reason I still believe they're going to charge me is because imagine if they drop it now. Imagine if they just drop it now. We made it up. Oops, we made it up. They'll make a martyr out of me. They'll make a hero of me.
How do they charge you, though?
Well, they're going to charge me because in Romania, there's no legal proof. There's no burden of legal proof to charge. They can charge you with empty pieces of paper. They can charge you whatever they want. A judge decides. So they can charge me with garbage, and they can put together a file of garbage, and they can send it to a judge, and they can make sure they can delay it here, delay it there, and long it out, and make sure a judge doesn't see it for 1.5 years while I sit on remand, and then the judge can look at it and go, this is bullshit, and throw it away in 1.5 years from now. That's what's going to happen. But why drop it now? If they're out to get me, if they're out to slander my name, if they're out to destroy my life, which is clearly what they're out to do, they're not out to save anybody from anything, they're not out to help anybody with anything, they're out to hurt me, why would they now drop it and let me be free? No, let's keep him for another 1.5 years locked in his house. Let's keep printing stories for another 1.5 years that he's a human trafficker. Let's make him go to a trial, and then a judge will throw it out. Because I don't believe, as high level as this Matrix attack is, I still don't believe a Romanian judge is going to put me in jail with the dossiers. I've seen it. It's garbage. I don't think I'm going to end up in jail. But it's just taking years of my life, damaging my influence, having bad things to say about me, keeping me under control, keeping me locked in a house. That's all they want to do. They have no interest in the truth. There's no victims. There's no one to take the stand.
You were going to say something.
Yeah,
follow-ups on that if you want to go
6
there.
months, it's
6 months coming up right now.
It's coming up
Yeah.
June 29th, I believe.
Correct.
Okay, you put out a tweet recently. You said the 6-month time limit is running out.
Yeah.
Right? There's 0 evidence against me unless they invent something against me, right?